I never know what to do while this music is going.
You let it play, man. What do you do?
I don't know. I feel pressured. Like,
You're interrupting. And here we're live, and this is your last show, man. Come on, make it good.
I'm here to make it as destructive as possible. That's something to remember me by.
I'm sure. Well, we are live once again here at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. Welcome, everybody.
Are you recording?
Yes.
As well?
I think so. Let me check really quick. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see if our audio's coming through.
Go down. It's the yeah, right, that one. No, not the top. Yep, that one.
This one where?
Get out. It's that one right there. That's our audio. That's
the music.
That's the music.
Oh.
I gotta get rid of all this other stuff.
We can handle this.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. So, welcome everybody once again. I'm still not pulling up anything on the live stream yet, but I think there is some
Give it a refresh.
And let's see.
Maybe.
I just refreshed it. And once it comes up, we'll see what happens.
You're not receiving the video stream.
No.
I don't know.
Oh! You might be soon. Alright. Well, we're going to do the show anyways. Oh, where's that music? Kill it. Alright. Guess what, everybody? Guess what?
Well, you were going to tell us.
I know, we're waiting.
Yeah, I know. You didn't even give us a chance, so then I didn't even guess.
We had Paranormal Beyond a Reasonable Doubt yesterday.
And
last night. Yes, you missed it.
I also missed it.
Welcome, Lesley. Again, my awesome witch friend, Lesley, is here.
Merry meet.
What?
Merry meet.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Hello.
Oh.
In what language?
Is that a witch language?
It is.
Ooh, we're going to learn something today.
Merry meet.
Merry meet.
Little lingo.
Yes. I actually talked to her yesterday regarding, what had happened with Elizabeth. Or not yesterday.
Last
Saturday.
week.
Right. We talked about it yesterday. And I mentioned her yesterday, and she decided to come here today and be with us today. So I'm happy for her to be here.
I'm happy to be here.
And I'm still trying to look to see if we're
Is there a reason we're so close today?
I don't know.
Why are you touching me?
You can.
I don't know.
Don't touch me, man.
Like my legs being touched all the time.
But anyway, so we were up here, last night, and it was like really, really crazy up here last night. We
opened the door.
Yeah, we opened the door. Junior sat alone at the door. It was kind of interesting.
Door to nowhere?
So, yeah.
Door to hell.
nowhere.
Okay.
Where we had all that other activity going on.
Yes.
Yep. So, here we are. We're live now. So, we, a bunch of stuff was going on. And, like, we're talking, I saw a shadow.
A couple of people saw
Elizabeth
the shadow.
saw the same shadow I saw.
Where was the shadow at?
It was, okay, this is what happened. We sent Junior down to...
Door to nowhere?
Down to the door to nowhere. And he sat there alone. So you want to describe what you were feeling?
In that room, it's particularly dark, at like darker than the rest of the upstairs. And for some reason, Dad had me sitting like right in the threshold of the door instead of like all the way back by a wall or something like that.
Well, you couldn't get all the way back there because there was a material there. I couldn't set the chair all the way back there, and I didn't feel like moving.
Well, at any rate, it's just this weird claustrophobic feeling of like being surrounded by pitch black.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
it feels like there's something watching you from every direction. And I think the worst part is if you turn your head to look, you're not going to see it anyway, so there's no point in looking. And then later on, it felt like they started investigating the shadow that they had seen and then it felt like something had. Do you know what a monkey bump is? Like if you take your knuckle and just like
Yep.
hit it right on the muscle. It felt
Yeah.
like someone had done that to my thigh, and my actual muscle started to tense up and hurt. Which
And
I
you know-
sat there for a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe it's the placebo effect. Like, maybe, because I heard about what happened. Like, am I imagining this? And then I sat there for a while, and it got worse. And I was like, all right, I can't sit here anymore because I'm freaking the hell out.
So we actually looked at his leg last night, and there was no mark there or anything. Did you happen to check? Because I forgot when we got
I did
home.
check, and there was still no mark.
No mark or anything?
No black and blue, no nothing.
Huh. All right. So after that happened, one of the participants decided that she wanted to try it. Well, I kind of talked her into it. She didn't be like, "Oh, I'll try it." I was like, "No,
You're gonna try it.
You want to try it, don't you? You really do." So, but I made a deal with her that okay, we will all go down there. So Junior was in the room just before the door.
Like off to
Okay.
the right.
I was like almost right outside that door, and she was sitting in the chair. So maybe I'm 4 feet away from her. Elizabeth was standing right next to me, not like within arm's reach. And from out of nowhere, we hear a coin drop down the hallway, probably about 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't sound like it, somebody threw it. It sounded like it just like dropped and maybe bounced a couple times. Not even.
It's like someone was standing there and just
Somebody
let it go.
just let
and
it go. Right.
Okay.
It wasn't thrown. It wasn't like it was the stone earlier in the week. I mean, that stone, it sounded like it bounced off of the chairs and walls and stuff. But so I immediately put the flashlight on Elizabeth, and she's sitting there like this, if you can see the camera. But she's sitting there with her hands crossed, her arms crossed, and there's no way she did it. No way. I would have seen it. We are sitting in the dark. However, your eyes kind of adjust. You don't see
Well, you would catch
everything.
movement anyway.
Yes.
You've got to.
Especially when she was standing next to me, and I've got the outside door all the way down the hall, and there's still light coming through that. Not a lot, but there are what do you call them? Street lights out
Right.
there that are on, all night long, because this is a public walkway, and I would have
it's
saw
not pitch
her
black up there.
like a quick movement or anything like that. I didn't see her, and her arms were crossed. So I don't know. So I put the flashlight on. I saw that she had her arms crossed, and I got up, walked over maybe about 5-10 feet, put the flashlight on, and lo and behold, there's a dime.
A dime,
A dime.
Dime.
which is new.
That's new. Yeah. The dime is new.
Maybe that's what we should have been throwing all along.
It would have been a lot cheaper for me.
Right?
Yeah.
However,
No, we would have just thrown more.
no. Yeah, right.
We would have thrown 10 dimes instead of 4.
So it had to have
quarters.
been right there in the hallway
It was
where we
right-
found the quarter laying there
It
last
was
week.
near there, yes. And then we found another quarter there last night.
Really?
Yes. Another one.
Now, see, I've scanned that floor. There's
Yeah,
no
no.
change. There's no metal, anything.
I went and scanned the floor myself when I first got here.
Yep.
And there's nothing. Now.
So I'm curious to see if we get one
So
this evening. tonight.
that's not all of it. I jumped ahead, but so
Yeah, I want to hear about the shadow.
So hang on, I'll get to that.
One thing at a time. You're confusing it.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm moving. Hey, let's go over this way, that way, and then okay, let's focus, James. Now here, when we first got here, we did a podcast, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to go listen to it, it's still posted on my Facebook right here, or no, not on Facebook, but YouTube, where you're watching now. So we did the podcast, and we then went out for a minute, got the participants, and as we were coming up the stairs, we turned the corner. Now, when you take a right up these stairs, there's 2 bathrooms. They're not working bathrooms, but nevertheless, they're 2 bathrooms. And on to the left are showers. So when the right are 2 bathrooms, and on the left there's showers. We have a table in one of the bathrooms with candles on them, the little fake candles. Mm-hmm. So as we were going by, who noticed it? Did you? Was it you?
I think it was one of the participants, actually.
They're like, hey, who's Cookie?
Was there a cookie in here?
Like, a cookie?
Yeah, wait, what?
What? A cookie? Where?
So
what?
we all
And so
gathered around it.
we're all like, holy crap. Now, it was so hot up here yesterday, and it was so humid that it would just burst into rain for about maybe 2-3 minutes and then not rain anymore.
Right,
Yep.
right.
That's how humid, and in here was like a oven up here. And
It still is.
It still is, but it's not as humid.
True,
The
true.
sweat's not pouring off of
That's
us like
oh man, that was
yesterday.
horrible last night.
So, oh my gosh, we forgot our uniforms, man.
Mine's
So-
behind you on your.
So we looked at the cookie, and any cookie, any like chips or anything like that would go stale within an hour or 2.
Yeah.
And it was fresh. It literally, when we picked it up to break it, it crumbled. It was so fresh.
Fresh cookie.
Fresh
So they're baking for you
cookie.
now.
Well, yeah.
It was so hot.
Either that or
up
going to
here.
Walmart.
It was so
Those
hot
aren't
up
always
here
bad
that
either.
the cookie baked itself.
Now, you know what? I'm wondering. The park actually did have an employee party. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if they had that kind of cookie. They didn't have it up here, obviously. Nobody comes up here other than us, and occasionally management will come up here.
I don't know.
I should ask.
Even then, when was the party?
Last week.
Last week.
Last week.
A week.
You weren't here.
Right, but then that cookie would have been sitting here for
For a whole week.
week.
Right.
and
Right.
in one day, like the sugar has melted into a glaze.
Yeah.
Like there was actual confectionery sugar on
There was
this cookie.
confectionery sugar on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, and then if you
Oh,
go
because
look
it
at
looks right now. It looks like it's frosted.
that's what
Yeah.
I mean. The confectionery sugar is melted into like a white
It was
glaze.
that fresh. When you
Yeah.
picked it up, you would have
You would have
little
the sugar
on
your fingers.
your fingers. And I looked at it now; it's completely melted, and it's like solid on
Yeah,
there.
it looks like white frosting.
Because I'm
it
telling
does
you,
look like white
Yeah.
frosting.
this was an oven up here last night.
I know, it
we're
gets warm up here.
Oh, and the humidity probably changed it into kind of like a paste. And then because the cookie now it won't. It
cracks.
It's soft now.
Right.
Oh, it's
Where
soft.
yesterday, it was like crumbly.
It was like a
Big
fresh
time
ginger
crumbly.
snap.
Right, like a fresh ginger snap. When
Yeah.
you break it, it would like break into a few different pieces.
Yeah,
Right,
'cause
but
that's what
you
it looks like
wouldn't have
now.
to fight with it though.
Right, right.
It was just like a nice fresh texture that I would like in my cookies.
Right.
That's the best way to describe it.
It's still there. You want it?
Not anymore.
Right. So that happened. Now, something similar happened. It was the second night we were up here in this area. When the Park After Darks was created. The first night we went up here, and it was the night that we had my first activity in the arcade, and it was with those same people. Now, wait, I'm getting mixed up. This happened maybe a year
Whoa,
later.
easy.
What'd you do?
Breaking stuff.
Moving it so I can sit comfortably.
Oh, here.
Well,
This
move
goes
your
back.
chair. Don't move the mic.
But now you're off camera.
That's okay.
But anyways, that particular set of stairs, when you open up the door, it's really long, and it goes up a set to a little landing, and then up another set.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So as an investigator, I'm thinking safety first. So
Safety first. Let's put the
Safety
light up so that we
first.
can't see past the landing.
I didn't know that was going to happen, and that
Yeah,
was like
okay.
an amazing, creepy thing. Oh
Yeah,
my!
it's a really cool
that
effect, but
light
your
is the
safety,
best.
your safety first quickly became, man, that's awesome. I'm keeping it like that.
Yes, yes, it did.
Intuitive placement.
Safety has no, yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, so I put the light up. I brought an extension cord from my house, and I got one of those. What are they? Utility lights or a work light that just clips.
It's like one of those like aluminum.
Yeah, it's got that aluminum back. It would be something you would see like at a painter or.
Where you can just pick it up and move it and clip
right,
it onto something
and clip
else.
it. Right.
Nice light though.
It is. It's a cool light.
Yeah.
So the next night, so that night, people were walking up, and all we're all using is a flashlight. So I'm like, safety first. Tomorrow I'm going to bring this light. So the next day arrives, and I bring the light. I brought extension cord. I wired it all up, and it just so happens where I hung that light, the plug itself perfectly was laying on that first landing. Or maybe it was a step, one or the other. But it was actually physically laying on a surface. So I brought my fellow CasperCops up there. We did the investigation. We completed, and we were on our way down, and I looked down at the plug, and there are two pieces of, it appeared to be candy or gum, laying right next to them plugs. And I'm like, hey, did anybody put these here by accident? I didn't even know why they would put them there by accident, because they were perfectly like right up against that plug. That
So they have a sweet tooth.
Right. So now we've got
A cookie.
a cookie.
Should put a bowl of candy out for them.
Why don't they put a bowl of candy out for us?
They are.
I
They're
wouldn't.
putting cookies out for us, man.
I don't think I would eat one.
True. I don't know.
So anyways, after we discovered the cookie, just before we had the coin activity, while Junior was sitting down in that chair, now we could see the IR lights because we're actually sitting at the other end of the hall. And we could see the IR light that
Like the
with
red
the
glow.
camera, right? The
Right.
red glow of the camera.
Because I'm looking down at you guys, and you're looking back at me now.
Right.
Yep.
Right, exactly. So as we're, me and Elizabeth were sitting there, and we could see the IR light go dim, like somebody walked
Right in
right in front of it. But again, it was light enough that you could see if somebody actually did it.
Right.
And I saw it, Elizabeth saw it, and we kind of mentioned it. And then as soon as we mentioned it, that's when we saw the shadow run from the room directly across the other hallway into that hallway.
So as soon as you come upstairs, you turn right, that doorway
That's
right
the
there.
room.
At the hallway intersection.
At the hallway intersection, yep. You're where we broadcasted the first time here. It's like
Okay.
a couple rooms down. It's
Yeah.
not
If
the
you were-
very last room, but it's a second.
If you
to
were
last
in
room.
that room, you could look out the door and look down the hall.
Into the living room.
Into the living room,
area.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it ran out of there?
It ran out of there and into the living room area.
So it took off down the
It
hallway.
took off down the hallway.
Were there footsteps with it?
No.
I'll be
No
darned.
footsteps. Not that I could hear.
Interesting.
Now, I know Junior's camera was focused right down that hallway. I mean, you could see us, couldn't you, in through the camera?
Very slightly. Yeah. I mean, I could. The IR was I think the battery started going dead in the IR, but I could see you guys.
All right. Yeah, well, I don't know. So after that, we got up and we walked down there, and then Junior decided that he was done.
Nope, couldn't take it anymore.
Couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, that's why I said you
guys
decided
left
you
me.
were done.
You left me.
And he came out, so the other participant went in there, and
Well, you went in there first, didn't you?
I did. Oh yeah, I did sit in there. I sat down in there, and it was definitely different. Yeah, the doors open. You could you know everybody's around. You just felt like you were isolated. You
felt like you were isolated.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I was down there by myself.
it was so dark to the left that even if you looked, you wouldn't be able to see anything. I think
Right.
you said
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
I agree with him that you really didn't even want to look that way.
I don't want to look anyway.
So I actually sat there for a while, and then I convinced one of the participants to sit there.
Against her will.
Against her will, I forced
tied
her
her to the chair.
I'm like, you sit there.
You paid for this.
You.
Right. You're gonna get your money's worth.
That's right. You want paranormal? Look at the story paranormal. So she sat in there, and that's when it went down. That's it, but I made an agreement with her that once if she sits in there, we'll stand right next to her. That's why we were standing so close.
Right. Right.
So again, she was only maybe 5-10 feet away while she was sitting there, and me and Elizabeth were standing in that hallway just on the other side of the door where Junior was in.
Did she discuss any feelings or talk about it at all?
You know what? We didn't even ask because we had the coin. We just got
Oh,
totally
yeah.
distracted by the coin.
Yeah, the coin happened
coin
so
intrigued
fast.
me.
The coin happened so
It-
fast.
it
was
did.
like we all just got settled in, and it just happened.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like it was a scary thing.
Mm-mm.
Not at all. I mean, it was a dime dropping on the floor.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
It just materialized, and there
And
it
it-
was.
It was funny because we seen the shadows go down the hallway, and that coin dropped right at that intersection.
I don't believe that's coincidence.
So maybe she did run down the hallway. Maybe she was like peeking around the corner.
Can anything
I don't
with
know.
a coin materializing out of thin air be a coincidence?
Yeah, it's feasible.
What?
It is.
Okay.
Well, this is your first real hardcore coin activity, huh? It's happened to me many, many, many times, man. So I know. My reaction was, "Thank you, I
you
love
did.
you.
You did.
I miss you." I was like, "You are the best." I did. As soon as it dropped, I'm like, "I love you."
You did do that. And I got it all on camera.
I haven't reviewed it yet. I'm going to review that entire video.
Yeah, I'm curious if you can see it materialize at all
'Cause
and
you-
drop to the ground.
Well, I was in a different room.
Oh, you didn't have your camera
No,
in that
it
spot.
was, he was in
I
the
was in
different
the- I was
room.
in
He
the-
was in the room,
Right next to them.
but he's got the audio of it.
Hopefully. I don't see why I wouldn't. I mean,
No,
it
I
was
imagine
loud. We
it would
all
pick it
heard
up.
it.
We were all silent.
Yeah, we all heard it. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't have it picked up in the audio.
What was I asking her to do? Do you remember? Did I roll the ball? I mean, I just got so excited after
I don't know. We
that.
started rolling the ball. I don't actually think
I don't
we were
think
doing
we-
anything. I think we were just getting settled in.
to do.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
I remember
'cause-
having the ball in my hand.
and I think you threw the ball, and then we just sat down. She
Little
had just
purple
sat
one?
in the chair.
No, my bouncy ball.
Oh, the light up one.
Oh no,
Elizabeth threw the purple one.
I kicked that purple one down the hallway because it was
oh
sitting.
right.
In the
I thought that
hallway.
was someone kicked it down the hall,
That was me, I think.
and I went and sat in the room. Like connected to the door room, like because you know like there's like two ways into that room for whatever reason.
Right.
I was in that room. One of the girls was sitting in the chair. The other participant was in my room. and then everyone else was in the hall, and I think that we had just sat down to get ready to do something, like actually ask it to do something, and that's when it happened.
It was pretty interesting. What's your take on it? You think it was a little girl? Lesley?
I think the candy is.
The cookie?
Yeah. I don't know about the coin though. I don't know about that coin. I'm curious about that shadow though.
All right. There's a difference because when the coins drop, they drop. Now, we also had screws.
I remember you sharing that story with me.
Right.
With the screws around that gentleman's foot.
Yep, that too.
Just strategically placed.
Yes.
And was that up here?
It was up here.
It was up here.
Living room.
It was
Yep.
strategically
Okay.
A couple weeks
placed.
ago. I mean, this year has been phenomenal.
I'm
with the
impressed.
activity.
I mean, I really am.
Up here, at least.
Last year, hardly anything occurred. About the only thing that I have posted online is the very last tour we did. We got cologne.
Yep.
In the restaurant.
In the restaurant. In Kahuna Burgers, whatever it's called.
You
now.
could never
They have
say that
phenomenal
right.
food.
You never ever call it what it is.
No.
I don't even know what it is because you mess
Used
it
to
up
be
every
the-
time.
It used to be the Beach Hut,
We
and
just
it's
call
still
it
the
the
Beach
burger
Hut
joint.
to me.
We just call it the burger joint. Kahunaville.
I kind of do. It's not Kahunaville.
Yeah,
it's
but that's what you call it.
Kahuna Burgers and floats. It's not Kahunaville.
We just say Kahunaville.
So that was the only thing that I had posted last year. Now, there's been tons and tons of personal experiences, but I don't post personal experiences.
Right.
If you want to go on to my Facebook page and post your own personal experience, I have absolutely
I'd be
no problem with
interested
that.
in reading those
Did
and
somebody-
seeing those.
Did it just sound like somebody threw us a kiss?
Did it?
I thought I heard. Did anybody hear that in the microphone?
Yeah, I think that was like it sounded like wires rubbing up against each other.
Huh.
I don't know, man.
I'm recording it.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. This is my
It sounded
last.
like-
This is my last one.
Huh. It happened again. Did you hear it?
No, that was a machine outside. I know. I heard that.
Oh, and there's some birds flying too. So, all right, that was you.
That's a loud bird.
So, where was I, Junior? That's your job. Where was I? Oh, what? You don't even know where I was. Why do I have you here, man?
Because you got me distracted with stuff. Lesley, where was I with him?
In conversation?
So no, we were getting at all right. The
shadow.
When you hear
the shadow.
When you hear I've heard the screws drop, and I've heard the coins drop, and I've heard something or someone step on the screws, which I've deemed paranormal.
People stepping on screws.
It wasn't a living person.
Well,
No, but
that would
still-
have been important to
that-
know.
Like when we heard it in Lakeshore Halloween
Right, I
night 2
remember
years
that.
ago.
I do remember that.
And you actually hear the footsteps of Hard Soul shoes taking a step down, and then you hear the coin like rolling, like he accidentally, or not the coin, the screw.
Right.
It
Yeah.
sounds like it skims across the floor.
Yep, I remember that.
So that I think is Jack.
That would make sense.
Now the little girl.
No, wait. Was there in the arcade, isn't there a gentleman that lost his life there?
That's in Treasureland
Good
next to the
old-
arcade, Scotty. And I
I
don't
would-
have anything on
Or
Scotty.
are you talking about the old owner?
I would put that more with Scotty than I would Jack.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
I really would.
the guy who does maintenance. He's not a maintenance man. He just does maintenance. I don't know how else do you want me to say it. Don't look at me
I
like
think
that.
we talked about that on
We did
another
talk
show,
about
didn't we?
Not on our last show, but
I don't think that show was posted. Maybe we'll talk about it again some other time, but not right now. But what was your question?
I would almost think
It's not Jack?
no.
Who
I
do you
don't
think it
feel
is?
like it is.
Who do you feel like it is?
Scotty.
Scotty.
Whatever James called him.
Scotty.
Scotty.
Why would you say that?
Because isn't that connected to the arcade?
Not that particular. Well, it is connected to the arcade, but it's
Because of
not
all the coin
arcade.
activity, you had a lot of coin activity. Was it last year in the arcade?
No, this was
With the bag of coins
3
and the
years
coin
ago.
dropping and
3 years ago.
okay.
That's when I was totally convinced that the park was haunted beyond a reasonable doubt. And then the next year, it wasn't as much, but we did have it.
Right, and now you've got
In there.
coins materializing
Up here with
and even
my-
marked ones.
With my markings from last year because I used
Exactly.
a different color. And we hardly ever throw coins up here.
And Jack's role was what?
Carney,
He was a carny. He ran a game called the Kentucky Derby.
where the participants would spin a wheel.
Possibly it is
That's
him.
And back then, his only two prizes were chocolate and cigarettes. You imagine your kid winning a pack of Marlboros?
Dude, you're giving away my tour.
So if you look in here, there's some old
Don't.
land.
I'll turn your damn mic off. I'll turn your mic off. So no, the only reason why I think it's Scotty because the only reason I think it's Jack is because I saw Jack, and
Yeah,
I know Jack is here.
I'm fairly certain that
And-
picture we got last weekend was him on those stairs.
What do you make of the photo Elizabeth showed you? While we were actually doing
that
the
was
tour part. That was
a good-
interesting.
That was a good one.
It was a good one. I don't really know what else to say about it, but it was good.
We'd have to check to see which window it came out of.
It was the one right.
You know which one?
Yeah, it's the second from the right on the. Like if you're looking at the door where you saw. This is top up above the second one from the right, I believe.
All right, we'll have to remind me when we get to that
Oh, she
portion
caught
of the
something
tour.
there?
Yeah,
No,
she actually. That's a
interesting.
pretty
She
good
caught it
photo.
last year.
Last year.
It
she
was
got
it was one of her friends took the tour last
oh,
year.
yeah, and she emailed it to her.
I mean, we're getting stuff from people a year
year
but
later.
people are sending stuff to us, and that's
One of her friends took a tour, and she got that photo last year.
Really?
And I think she sent it to me, because I think that photo is up on my website. And
look.
she got it from one of her friends who took the tour last year. But again, that's stuff. I did post that photo, but nothing major, really hardcore. No, I don't even remember any coin activity last year at all.
I don't remember anything
I don't
either.
either.
No, and you were with me for most of the summer last
Uh-huh.
year. I mean, again, tons of personal experiences. Almost every tour, somebody has a personal experience. But again, personal experiences are just that, personal experiences. Again, if you want to go and share your personal experience, that's what my Facebook page is for. Go there. I don't
Sharing all
care if
kinds
it
of
happened
experiences.
here, if it happened anywhere. Post it, and
Even if it wasn't paranormal, if it was something about the tour you found interesting, I'm sure we'd love to hear about it.
No, I want just paranormal.
Oh, well, you can post
No,
that on
no.
my wall.
What's your wall?
I don't know.
You don't even have a wall.
Oh, okay.
But no,
I'll
actually,
make it
yeah.
either.
If you any comments, I'm welcome. You got anything negative, I can take it. I got a sense of humor. Hey, if you post something, I might even repost it and say, "Hey, look at this person."
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
What were you gonna say?
Person.
wasn't. He
Look at
wasn't.
this person.
Person. So anyway, that's that. The paranormal beyond a reasonable doubt was finally observed yesterday. Well, it was blatantly obvious. The stuff that's been going on lately hasn't been happening to me. So I'm glad I was there. And
To
Would it be
experience
safe to say it seems to be more focused around women? Down in that area with the door to nowhere and in the room just to the right. It's the hanging room. You know which one I
don't know.
mean?
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Well, the thing with the screw, down there. I
So
don't know.
far with, yeah,
Well, we've only actually focused on that area twice.
right. This
So
since Elizabeth's, it happened to Elizabeth down there. And then I talked to you,
Yeah.
and you got me really curious. So now, since then, we've been focusing down there, and it's been 100%. Anybody that goes down there, I shouldn't say anybody. Something happens down there every night.
Yes.
yeah.
So far, for about a week now. And I did
Since she
I
had
did
that
a tour.
experience.
Since she had
In
the
this,
experience.
from what you've told me, it seems like it's more geared when women
Yes.
are down there.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
it was also when the participant actually sat in the chair. You said it died down.
I said it died down.
Yeah, like you said, the feeling kind of subsided when.
But that's when the dime dropped.
True.
Yeah,
And the
true.
shadow took off down the hallway.
No,
The shadow took off down the
off
hallway when I was
prior.
down there by
Oh,
myself.
the shadow was first.
Was
Yes.
Then the
first,
dime dropped.
and then the dime dropped.
But that was when
The shadow was when I
The
was
The
woman
down
sat
there
shadow
in
by
the
was
chair.
myself.
when he was down there, and the dime was when a woman was sitting there.
Right.
So
I'm curious.
Me too.
but again, Elizabeth has been having issues with those doors in that back room. I don't know why, and she really doesn't know why. But it's like, as soon as she gets here, immediately she goes and looks at those doors.
I can understand why.
I mean, yeah, I can understand why too. She lost it.
This is even before. This has been when she first started coming here.
There's definitely an energy down there. Every time I walk out this door and look down, I expect to see someone standing there. And I'm more surprised that I don't see someone standing there. It's
I feel like I'm being watched right now.
Do you?
Yeah, like I'm constantly doing double takes over my shoulder.
I thought somebody blew us a kiss earlier.
That was me.
Thanks.
It's a goodbye kiss for good luck.
because I
All
know
right.
what I picked up on in that room
What?
with that guy that's in there.
Oh, by the way, Lesley, you saw somebody in the yesterday's Royale when we pulled in, right?
I absolutely
True.
did.
There's Pat outside. Was it him?
Okay, there's 50 people
Right.
right,
Well,
in
it's
my
Pat,
face.
right there.
Literally Pat.
Oh no.
No?
No, absolutely not.
No, wasn't him.
It's
It
always
was not
Pat.
him.
It's always Pat.
It was not him.
All right, then I'm willing to guess it was Jack.
I would have to agree, since nobody was actually
'Cause-
physically in there. I watched the person walk down through there past that one table that has the bag on it, and he had khaki pants and a white top, tall and slim build, and I thought for sure that somebody was in there, and got really excited because I thought we would get to peek our head in.
No, you know what? Now I was thinking when I saw Jack, it was near the yesterday's Royale, and it was hot that night, wasn't it? It was hot like this.
I don't remember. I remember.
It wasn't during Halloween weekends. It was during the summer. And he was wearing a long jacket or a long coat.
When you were telling the story.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't hot because I remember you. It
We
was
were-
me,
we had jackets?
you. It was me, you, and Wiggins.
Yeah.
Wiggins was there, and he was wearing his Nike hoodie. And I remember that. And we were all listening to you.
Okay.
And then I remember the look on your face when you turned and you put your cigarette in your mouth. and then you did this, and immediately took your cigarette in your mouth, and you're like, dude.
I wasn't smoking up there.
Huh?
I wasn't smoking up there.
What do you mean?
I don't smoke up there. I wasn't smoking.
You may have been getting ready to go down.
Because I was telling the story.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember.
I just turned. I turned like this to say, "Are you scared?"
Oh,
And I
no,
looked
no, no, no. It was the girl, the little girl.
Ah,
There's no audio?
no.
How is there no audio?
I don't know.
Because I was telling the story.
We hear it.
Yeah, I
Is
hear
it
it.
streaming live?
This is the live stream, yeah.
No, 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 no. It was the girl, the.
So, yeah, we just got a little text to say it wasn't. There's no audio to it.
Yeah, because mine says live in 8 minutes.
You got to go back to refresh it, and you should pop it up. But again, we're hearing it.
Live?
This is the live.
Yeah, we hear it.
That's what we just said.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they hear it as well because we're streaming that.
Yeah, this is actually on YouTube.
Right.
This isn't our live thingamajig, whatever. So
Right, but we're streaming that sound as well. I'm pretty sure because I think your computer is picking that up. I could be wrong though.
So yeah, well, it's registering. What? Is that the right one?
Go down, all the way down, the bottom one. Play the video.
Play some music.
No, just play the sound or something. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Yep.
it's picking it up. Well, okay.
Oh, I found it.
Do you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Huh?
Woohoo! Don't scare me like that.
All
No,
right.
it startled me as well. That's why I was like, uh-oh.
7:46.
I mean, the video is probably kind of jumpy because we don't have a lot of good power or signal strength here.
The internet
but
up here is kind of shoddy.
I'll repost a clearer video if anybody wants to rewatch it.
We are recording.
We are
as
recording
well,
it, yes.
So.
So I'll dump this one and I'll post the recording of it. So the video itself will be nice and smooth. Just the way we like it. What? What?
I don't know.
What?
What?
Do I have to come up with that joke again?
What joke?
No.
Okay.
Which one?
All
which joke?
right. We're going to move on. Holy crap, we've been on for
46.
almost 46 minutes.
47 now.
So, I listened to the show last night, and regarding that app, Lesley, you had a couple things that you had
I
to
did.
say.
I listened to that as well this afternoon, I think simultaneously.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
you
and
were-
by the way, it was Jack Nicholson. Thank you to Lesley.
The app is interesting.
Ow. You kind of
The
loud.
app's interesting, but what I would like to see more so is one set up specifically for investigators. So say, we go and we investigate somewhere and we can say, all right, these were the hot spots that we experienced. And
Oh,
the
like
next group comes in.
Trusted groups.
Yes. My only reservation is having an app, and I have to agree with Alex, the whole $25 a year seemed a little, I think it might turn some people off, which as a benefit may keep those just trying to
I see what you're saying.
put in
Yeah.
false claims that may deter them from doing it.
I agree.
But there's nothing keeping anyone from going
not.
in and making a false claim.
Right.
Another thing is, especially with this type of stuff, how do you prove that a claim isn't false?
Yeah, there's no
We-
validation.
we-
You can't
we're
prove
investigating-
it. You can't deny it either. So it's kind of
Right.
there in limbo.
We're
Well-
investigating paranormal.
That's why I don't post personal experiences. That's why if I'm going to post anything, I'm going to have some type of physical data to back up my story.
I understand that, but regarding
Whether it's
the
video, audio. So I would imagine that maybe they would have to restrict it to, or have different categories of, okay, this was absolutely no doubt, here's video. and this was a personal experience. Maybe 2 categories type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if this happened, here's the link. Watch the video. That type of thing.
I
Or
could see that.
personal experience. I don't know. I don't have the app. It's not my app, so I'm not sure.
I could understand if it was free and anyone could get on it and post stuff, and if something happens, then maybe you could be like, hey, let me pull up my app and see what people are saying, if anyone else has this experience, and browse through. But I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about it either. I guess I would have to see it in action.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out.
Yeah, they said it was going to be available. I think
You said October.
October, November.
I think is what you
around
said
there.
yesterday.
Yeah, not until later this year. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'd like to. It's a brilliant idea.
I
Whoever created
love
it is
the
just.
idea.
It is a great idea to have a congregation of all
Yeah.
of these paranormal experiences
where we all work together. And,
right, but to gate it by a $25 buy-in.
but again, I kind of agree with Lesley that it might deter the people that aren't serious about it. Because
No, it
yeah, because
absolutely
I'm not
would.
gonna. If I was somebody messing around, it would not be worth it to me to spend $25. Just to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
It wouldn't be worth it to spend any amount of money
Right.
to do that.
Right.
But I mean, you're also deterring people who are serious about it. You know what I mean? Like would you would you see yourself spending $25 a year to see an app? Like, that's what you have to ask yourself. Like, could you see yourself? Like,
Yeah, I don't
$25 is a huge startup price for that.
I wouldn't do it for like the ghost equipment stuff apps. No, but for that,
We're talking $25 for an app
$25.
that you're gonna have to pay again next year.
I know. Because I have paid $25 for an app, but it wasn't a recurring 25. It was my app now.
Yeah, I think a
Right,
one-time
yeah,
fee
a
would be-
one-time fee.
Yeah.
25 is steep still, in my opinion, for an app, but it's now yours. You can use it whenever you want. It's not. You pay $25 for licensing for the year, and then at the end of the year, you got to pay another $25.
I would even like it better if it was optional. Run ads, and if you don't want ads, pay $25 a year.
I could see it going with
Do you know what I mean?
having free access to the public, but to be a poster, to be someone who posts.
Yes, if you were going
Huh.
to be one that is going to post your experience in that, then yeah.
Right. Then I could understand. But even then, you're gonna post one experience now.
Right.
Are you gonna get $25 worth of content out of this app? I don't know. This is a lot of thinking.
I bet you
This
there's
stuff's not
a lot
easy.
of investigation groups that would buy into that app. Just so if because I would be curious
I'd be
to
curious
go
as well.
to an area that someone else has investigated. I would be curious what they experienced in the area they experienced it.
Well, right now as it is, I mean, none of these groups, I'm not a group. You guys are part of my group.
We are your
Right.
group.
Everybody is anybody that's interested in paranormal activity. You're a CasperCop.
Yep.
There's no initiation to become a CasperCop. You want to call yourself a CasperCop? Go ahead. You're my deputies. Now I'm in charge. What? Anyway,
What's wrong
You're
with you?
so funny.
What is wrong with you?
that power just goes to my head, man.
You
You know those
Who
screws
gave
that they
you-
found around that man's foot? Those were his that fell out. They
my
were
screw-
so
oh, they
loose.
were-
They came
they're
completely
mine.
out.
Who let you?
Shoo.
Who let you have a microphone?
I had some screws loose and they're gone now. But anyway, what were we talking about?
The app.
The app.
The app.
But
Yeah.
The groups. There's like they're against each other.
There's a
One
competition.
group is better than the other group.
Yeah.
This investigator is better than this investigator, and I'm like, just stop it, everybody. And another thing is, people making money at this are supposedly evil. Look, this is a business. I'm giving you an opportunity to come into this park after it closes.
Exactly.
Now, if you want, you can come here for free. I tell you exactly where to go.
We endorse it.
What to do. The buildings are open. There's no charge to go into the arcade. The only place that you cannot access that we go on the tours is right here. Right here.
Right.
So this is the only
Well,
place.
after you have to come while they're open. We come in after they
Right.
close.
Right.
But while they're open, knock yourselves out.
Right. And in fact,
we tell you to.
We encourage it. Take photos. Just come here. Take pictures. Go walk through the arcade. The workers all know. I've got the workers. They know that if somebody's in there talking to themselves, they're not crazy, because I do it all the time. And they're ghost hunter friendly here. I've got them as far as that type of if that's what you want to do, this is the place to come. You take photos of the rides in motion. That's a biggie. Take photos of the yesterday's Royale as you walk around it. Go into this arcade and say, hey, can you throw me a quarter, or even toss a quarter yourself, and then see what happens. Sometimes it's not busy. It's only the employee there most of the time.
Yep.
You can go in there with a little recorder. You'll probably get a lot of background noises. But if they're there and they want you to know they're there, you'll know it.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. You will know it. I've had reports of employees coming to me and saying, hey, this stuff just happened to me during the day. So it happens here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So as far as people charging money to do this, what exactly is wrong with it? That
Nothing.
we're not Ghost Hunter Weekend charging you $300
No, you're
to come?
providing a service.
I'm here every Friday night and Saturday night. If you want to go ghost hunting during the summer, you look up CasperCop, because I am consistent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here again every Friday night and Saturday night. Other places, they do it maybe once, twice a month, if that. I was out Buffalo Terminal last week. I sat right in the parking lot. I worked right in that area, and I literally could sit there. And I pulled up their website, and I would be doing stuff there every Friday night and Saturday night. And you wouldn't be able to cover that whole building in the 2 days.
There's no way.
Never.
That place is huge.
Yep.
I want it.
It is a massive
want it.
building.
I want to go in there.
I'd love to go in there.
You would need
I would love to.
a good solid summer,
Oh, yeah.
at least a
To
summer.
thoroughly cover it.
To
and,
thoroughly go
yeah.
through. And I'm not talking about this group here, this group there. I'm talking about me, a Casper cop, that's there every Friday night and Saturday night, leading people through this. Now, I've got a good system. It works, and people seem to enjoy it.
Yep.
And no matter how many people I have during a tour, everybody, when it comes to that investigation portion, everybody falls in line. They paid for money to witness paranormal activity.
Exactly.
They want to see paranormal activity.
Exactly.
And I am the guide. I usually give a speech. I say, in order for this to work, there's got to be a level of trust amongst us all, which means no screwing around, no this, no that. However, we have fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And stuff happens. So that's Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So that's kind of it's been irking me lately about, people trying to make money off of ghost hunting and stuff. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Is there?
People
I think the
people
ghost
are
hunters.
people are angry because they see you doing something you enjoy and finding a way that you can make money doing something that you enjoy, because people seem to slave away their
Right.
lives at work.
Now, I've done many, too many private homes when I was with the group.
Yep.
Never once did I think about ever charging anybody for that. Never.
Well, that would almost be, in some cases, I think, taking advantage of someone in a horrible.
Yes.
That's traumatizing.
Yes.
To have that happening
Yes.
in your home and you can't explain. And there's nothing that they can do other than call someone and say, my goodness, please just come help me.
Right.
And
right.
and not all groups are able to get rid of what's in there. They can just say what they found.
And that was another issue that I had with the groups that I personally, I can't help them. I don't know how to help them. All I do as an investigator is I go in, I document everything, and I submit a finalized report, kind of.
I would never tell
them.
someone I can absolutely help you. I would tell someone I will do everything I can to help you.
I would tell someone I don't know how to help
go
you.
in and,
Right.
I don't know how to help you.
I don't,
do
right.
everything I could to do a clearing, and if I didn't feel that it was within my expertise or my power, I would reach out to colleagues and say, hey, I need your assistance
Right.
with this. I would find somebody to help take care of whatever was traumatizing a family,
Right.
especially if there's children involved.
I wouldn't even. You see, I don't believe that I could do that. I don't believe that I can help in that way.
Sometimes going in just to say, you know what,
Just
you're
to
not losing your
validate.
mind. This really is happening.
Right.
This is what we found. Sometimes that's just reassuring enough, to kind of ease them a little bit.
Validation is important to people.
Because not knowing is sometimes scarier than having the proof.
Let me take that back. If somebody honestly asked me to help them with something and then I found that there is something going on there, that's where my belief of the unknown isn't evil, just misunderstood. I would approach them and say, look, yes, you do have something going on, and it is something extremely special. It's something that is extremely rare.
I agree.
Personally, I would celebrate it. I would accept it.
I think it
I would
depends.
live with it, kind of like I'm doing here. I try to communicate with it. I would do anything to try to make it happy to do stuff for me.
You and I differ on that area.
I know.
And I'm not going to get into that
I
debate
know.
with you now because
But
we
it's
have,
healthy.
how long left?
We went over an hour, so we can wrap this up. But that's another show that
Oh,
we'll get into it.
absolutely. I would be happy to come and debate that with you.
Because, we do have different agreements. We have different... She thinks I'm full of crap, and I think I'm full of crap, too, sometimes.
Well, I mean, your motto.
Well said. Well said.
Right.
Your motto is the unknown isn't evil, just misunderstood. But it could still be evil.
Nope.
Yep.
I've
Nope.
met live people walking around
Live.
that I would say, yes,
I agree
they
with
are
you.
no different
I
in
agree.
death than they are walking around in life.
I don't think they can physically harm you. Can they change? Well, obviously they can change your emotion.
Well, what if it's not physically harming? What if
that
there's
alone
a ghost?
can be harmful.
Now, come on, though.
What if there's a ghost that's just breaking all the fine china in the house all the time, and you never have anything?
You would say that's evil?
I'm not saying it's evil, but you're saying celebrate it. But meanwhile, these families are out hundreds of dollars
I would
replacing
say,
their dinnerware.
well, I would be stern with it if it was doing something that I didn't like.
you can't. You're going to train the ghost.
Yep. I'm Casper Cop, man.
Okay. Okay.
I know what I'm doing.
What? What'd you just? I know what
He
I'm
knows
doing.
he's flying by the seat
I
of his
don't know.
pants.
I don't know what it is. I don't
know.
think you know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. Wow. Some people think I know what I'm doing. I sell it well. People do seem to
Listen,
think I have
like,
it
You
all
do know
together.
what you know.
My life motto is: if you don't know what you're doing, how can you expect other people to know what you're doing? And therefore, you know what you're doing.
What?
It sounded good.
That made absolutely no sense,
if
man.
you have no
Oh
idea
my
what
God.
you're doing, how can you expect other people to know what you're doing? And
What?
that makes you look like you know what you're doing, because
Are
they
you
don't
not
know what
understanding
you're
that
doing.
connection?
Wow. Well, if they don't know what you're doing, but you know what you're doing, then I guess you know what you're doing. It just sounded the same, what you just said.
No,
Only opposite.
no,
No, it didn't.
no. It was different. It was different.
If you and I,
the same meaning, though, pretty much, what he just
No.
said. Let's say it again.
okay, if you and I are playing a game of chess, all right, and I'm a grandmaster, and you're someone who's never played chess before, so you have no idea what you're doing, but you happen to win, and you win because I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what you're doing because I'm a grandmaster at chess, and I don't know what you're doing because you have no idea what you're doing. So how could I know what you're possibly doing?
Oh, I get it. All right.
I wish I had a light bulb because I would hang it above your head right now. There you go.
Oh, the black light.
Oh, that was like pulling teeth.
All right.
You understand
You know
it now?
what? I'm done. I'm done with this.
All right.
I'm done. Get out, man. Well, that was Junior. It's his last night. You better come and say goodbye.
Yeah, I'll come and say goodbye.
All right. Well, I hope you guys. Wait, hold. Let me.
We have music again. Get off my headphones, man.
Oh, the sound of that music means we're gonna be wrapping it up. Who knew?
Wow, it was very spontaneous, and I had no idea that was coming.
I have nothing to say on
Nothing
that.
to say.
Nothing to say.
Well, as always, thank you so much for listening to our little show here. I hope it sounded good. My new equipment seems to be working well.
We enjoy it. We gotta fiddle with some stuff still and see what stuff does. Maybe
Yeah.
we have a hidden potential.
I'm just looking at it going, there's still a lot of stuff that I haven't even touched with that.
There's still a lot of stuff that we have touched and still have no idea
No.
what it did.
No idea. And actually, while we were doing the show, I kind of leaned over here so it looked like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah,
And you
I
were
saw
talking, and I'm like,
He's like a
working my
child
microphone.
with a bunch of buttons in front of him.
You're
The
what?
urge.
While you were talking, I'm using my microphone thing, and I'm like, oh, lucky no one knows what I'm doing. Because
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
So if they
you
were
don't know
viewing
what
and they
you were
saw
doing,
you doing it, they were thinking, wow.
he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's
that's
doing.
exactly what I said. If you
That's
don't know what you're
right.
doing, how can you expect them to know what you're doing?
Everybody, I hope you
Ta-da.
enjoyed the show. Please like this. Like my Facebook page, CasperCops. Like my YouTube, CasperCop. Go to my website, CasperCops.com. Also, if you want to check out some good photos, go to photosbymoxie.com. Junior, you got anything to add? It's your
No,
final
this is
say.
It. This is it.
Final say live.
No, keep up the great work, guys.
We will. I love you.
Keep the great jokes coming.
I love
'Cause
you.
I know-
Not as much as I love
know.
the haunts here, but
know.
I do love you,
I
man.
know. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes.
I know, because, I do say that they're my favorites. and-
Yeah, I know. That's why I go far, far away for college.
Leslie, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you for
thank
having
you.
me. It was a pleasure.
You are welcome anytime.
I look forward to debating with
Ju-
you.
Yeah, Junior is
I
going
would
to be
like to
gone.
see what
so
everyone else
We'll have an opening.
thinks on that.
Yeah, that would be a good debate.
I
So
would like it.
I hope you enjoyed yourself, everybody. Take care and have a great weekend.
Happy haunting.